Hello guys and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about Kotlin data types. So let's see what are data types in Kotlin. As per its definition in Kotlin, data types define the kind of values that a variable can hold. Kotlin is a statically typed language, meaning every variable has a specific type. So before we are storing the variable, we are going to define its type. As per we are having different types of data like numbers, characters, booleans, strings, which will be alphabets. So we are having different types of data, and for every data, every variable that we are declaring, we have data types to define its types. So in Kotlin, unlike other programming languages, the types of data or data type will be declared explicit. By default, it would be inferred by compiler that we are not declaring it as type, but if we want to declare it as type while we are declaring variable, it will be explicitly. So in Kotlin, we are having different groups of data types, which will be numbers, characters, booleans, strings, arrays, and collections. So let's see what are these groups of data types and study every one of them. The first category or group of data will be numeric data types. Numeric data types, they are divided by two, which will be integer data types and floating point data types. In integer data types, we are storing whole numbers without decimal points, and it will be of four different category, which will be byte, short, int or int, long. The difference between these four integer data types, they are only the differences between their sizes. The byte will be only 8-bit, short is 16-bit, int or int is 32-bit, long is 64-bit. So everyone can hold the range of digits, like from negative 128 for byte to 127 for short. The range will be negative 32,768 to 32,767. int or int will have the range of this much 2,147 something to this much digit, and long is this much more digits that I cannot say. So the second category of numeric data types is floating point data types, which will have two types and their floating point data types, float and double. The differences between them is only fractional part or floating point numbers. It is 6 to 7 decimal digits. For double, it is 15 to 16 decimal digits. So let's see the second types of data or data type. The second and third data types are character and string data types. Character is the keyword for character is char. It stores a single character, or we can say symbols or alphabets, which will be declared or stored into our memory. The type will be char. And for a string, we have a string keyword, and it will store the sequence of characters, which we can store sentences, name of some place, someone, or different symbols we can store inside of it. The example for char will be grade will be the name of variable, char the type of data, which will be character type, and the value is a. Only a will be stored inside of grade. So the string example is we have name as a variable, a string will be its type, and the value will be John, the name of someone. The fourth category of data types is Boolean data type. Boolean data type is only holding the true or false. We have only true or false to be held inside of our variable. The value for Boolean data type will be either true or false. So as per its example, is a student, the name of variable, its type will be Boolean and the value will be true, which is student. of course. If someone is a student, you can check by this data type and variable. So as a student, the value will be true. Yes, it is a student. As not a student, the data type will be Boolean and the value will be false. You can store either true or false. So let's see the fifth category or group of data or data type, which will be arrays and collections. Arrays, they are storing multiple values of same type or homogeneous types. Homogeneous means same types. By using this function array of, we can see its example later on, and it will, as we can see, it will hold only variables of integer type, and the collection will be list, set, other collections. List or ordered collections, we have functions like list of that we can use to store different types of data for them. We can study them later on. Set for unordered collections. For unique types, we can use set of function, and map will be for key value pairs that we can store by using this function. We can call this function and store our values inside of a variable. So the example for array will be name of our variable. Array keyword to specify its type will be int or integer. Array of will be the function that we are using for array, which will be a bunch or sequence of numbers that we can use. It will hold the same continuous memory location from suppose 1001 to 1005. So we can study them one by one, and don't forget to see the demo section for coding example for all of these data types. See you in demo section. Now in demo section, I have already created a new project, data types demo. You can also create a new project. Go to file, new, under new, you can click on project, name your project, and in here I have already written some codes for giving examples, clear examples of variables that we have already discussed about them. So the first group of data or numeric data types, it was in integer category. We had 4 types of data types, which are bytes, short, int or int for integer, and long. The difference, as I said, it is only with their sizes and digits that you can store inside a variable. So what I have done in here is I have declared a variable byte value. The type is byte, and 127 as per it is digit range I have stored inside byte value. This value will be stored in this byte value variable in our memory. So the second one is short value variable. The type is short, and 32,767 will be the value that will be stored inside this variable from short type, and the other variable will be int or integer. Int, I will be capital, and the variable of this type, this data type, the value is this digits, which will be the range or the digit range of this int data type. It will be stored inside this variable. So the long data type, I have declared this variable long value. The type will be long, capital L, and this many digits will contain, or it will have inside this long, that we can store this many digits inside of this variable from this type, from long type. Let's print this. I have commented the print ln and print and see each of them, what are the values would be printed in our console, and you can see clearly what is the examples and what is the output of this data types. See, in here in our console, you can see byte, the value is printed. I have printed by println function. 127 printed. Short is also printed. 32,767 integer. All the digits and values that I have declared in there assigned to those variables, or in our output you can see that we got our result. So the next category, under numeric data type is floating point data types. So as I have said you earlier, floating data types are two types: float, in here you can see, and double. I have declared a float value variable and the data type will be float. The value is 3.14 and f will be written in here after every float variables and data types that we have used in here. So the double data type, this is the variable for that, double value, and double will be the type of it. This value will be stored inside this double value. The difference between float and double is in size and also the fractional part of it. After floating point, you can see we can have this many digits, and this is only the difference between them. According to your program, you can use any one of it. So let's comment this and see the result of it, the output for these two variables. In your console, you can see these values are printed in here. Float 3.14 and double is 3.145 and so on. So the next category of our data types is Boolean data type. I have declared a variable is Kotlin fan that it can store either true or false. We can check it is output is Kotlin fan. I have written in here, and this println function, and I have printed this is Kotlin fan. Let's see it is output, and yes, we can see is Kotlin fan. I have questioned in there. True, the value that I have assigned inside this is Kotlin fan variable, and I have printed. So this was about Boolean. The next data type is Char or character data type. I have declared it later as a variable. Char is the data type for that, and it will have either alphabet or symbols, only one alphabet and or only one symbol inside this later variable. Let's print this. I have said it is later, and I have printed this later variable in here. It is and later variable. Let's see, the output should be it is a. Yes, it is a. We can either store a symbol inside that variable and see its output. Yes, it is $sign. I have assigned inside later. And the next variable is string. I have declared this message variable. String data type is the type of this message, which we can have either a letter or a sentence or name of someone, some symbols. And let's print this by println function. I have printed this message variable, and let's see what is the output for this. Yes, hello Kotlin is our output, which is the value for this message variable. And the next data type is array data type. I have declared this numbers as a variable, and I have used from array of function that we can have a sequence of same data, homogeneous data, which is either number or some letter, some alphabets inside this numbers, but we cannot have two types of data inside this variable. Array will always have homogeneous data, which is same data, either numbers or alphabets or any sentence if we use a string data type. And let's see what is the result for them, what is the output of them. I have printed two indexes. In here, the arrays will be started from zero index. This one will be in zero index. Indexes or the positions of our memory. I have printed this memory position, and I will get its value. 0 index is 1 and index number 2 is stored 3 value. Let's see its output. Yes, 1 and 3 is printed for us. This was all about data types. We will have in our next videos, we will use variables, we will use data types, and we will work with them in this tutorial, and you will be more clear with this, as everything in our program will depend to variables and data types, and every time we will declare variable, declare data types either explicitly or by default. It will be recognized by our compiler if we don't give it as data type. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. See you in the next one. Bye bye.